Hi, everyone, and welcome back to your straight to the point stimulus check update video. Second round of stimulus check payments, whatever it is that we want to call it right now. So, today's video is somewhat breaking news, and I know I did not put that in the title or the thumbnail simply because I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. So, this breaking news really isn't something that you all will want to hear. But I do have to bring this information to you all simply because this is where we're at right now, and this is the status update as to what's currently going on. So, what's the breaking news? Let's get straight into it. The Senate Republicans apparently have been working on a stimulus proposal while on recess. So, it seems like they're pulling the same thing the Democrats did with Let's Think About It. I'll give you 1 second. What did the Democrats do on recess? They thought of and drafted the 1,800-page HEROES Act. Now, of course, the Republicans' bill is not going to be 1,800 pages, I hope. It's considered they're working on the skinny bill. And as we do know, that does not meet the needs that Pelosi is trying to get out of another stimulus package for a second round of possible stimulus check payments. And while I'm talking about stimulus check, let's just say that as I continue to read updates and read news articles, I'm not seeing a second round of stimulus check payments mentioned as we continue to move forward. So I do want to get that to you all and mention that simply because I do think the hope for a second round of stimulus checks is currently fading and continuing to fade, especially with the Senate continuing to work on a skinny stimulus proposal. So let's get into some of the details of the article, some of the highlights, and I will drop the link down below in the description for those of you who want to read the entire article. But one thing that I want to highlight is a comment from a Republican senator from Wyoming. His name is Senator John Barrasso, and I'm hoping that I got his name correct. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. So if I got it wrong, I'm sorry. But this is what he stated, and he's quoted: "We have a focused, targeted solution that we hope that the House would pass." He continues, "That's the goal, is to come back and to vote to move to that." I'm not sure how that's going to work with the skinny bill proposal. So, if you all recall, at first the proposal that came out was the HEALS Act, and it received basically a good amount of opposition from the GOP conference, which is the Republicans in the Senate, and it just didn't have enough support for Mitch McConnell to move forward, which meant that he would have had to rely heavily on the Democrats in the Senate to get that bill even passed. And that was the $1 trillion HEALS proposal. Now, another Senate GOP aide stated, and I'm not sure why they are anonymous, but they stated this to ABC News: "We are very close to a bill that almost all GOP senators can support." Yeah, I don't know. So basically, as far as I know, they need 60 votes to pass a bill and get it moving forward to the House. And there are 53 Republicans in there, and they don't have, from this statement, it sounds as if they don't have 100% support as yet. Now, the interesting part will be, will the Democrats vote upon this? Because again, the Republican senators are currently working on this next proposal while on recess. The Democrats did the same thing with the HEROES Act, and it didn't go anywhere. It was dead upon arrival when it arrived to the Senate. Will the skinny bill now, if it is passed in the Senate, be dead upon arrival if it moves forward to the House? I see no way for this to be passed when Nancy Pelosi is continuously stating $2.2 trillion or nothing. Now, just in case you all don't remember what was included in the skinny stimulus bill proposal or skinny proposal, whatever, it's not completely out there yet. But these were some highlights that we were able to get our hands on. And it was a $300 per week federal boost for unemployment benefits, which means the $600 per week was reduced or cut in half. An additional $258 billion for small businesses for the Paycheck Protection Program, $29 billion for health and human services, $16 billion for testing and contact tracing, $105 billion for schools, and also $10 billion for the Postal Service. So this is a skinny bill, and of course, would you mention? Of course, did you realize there was no mention of another stimulus check, a second stimulus check payment? And this is why I'm thinking that I'm not sure if this is actually going to happen or not. But again, this proposal, and it's just, I keep correcting myself between bill and proposal. Let's say this proposal is rumored to be available early next week, so those details will be there. I'm not sure if it will actually happen. We do know that when the Senate started negotiating, when they were bringing the HEALS Act to us, that was rumored to come out by midweek, and then was by the end of the week, and it was delayed a few times. So right now they're saying early next week, hopefully. So I will bring that news to you all when it is out there and I can see what's actually in there, and if there is or if there isn't any stimulus checks that will be going out to the American people. But let's get back to a little bit more highlights from this back and forth that's kind of happening in Congress right now. In a recent letter to her Democratic caucus, that is Nancy Pelosi, the speaker said that the president and Republicans still do not comprehend the needs of the American people as lives and livelihoods are overwhelmed by the virus and its economic consequences. And let's get on to what Mnuchin said, right? Well, I'm not sure if it was in response, but let's get on to what Mnuchin said. Mnuchin says that they've refused to meet, talking about the Democrats. And he's accused the Democrats of acting in bad faith. And he added that he hopes McConnell will enter new legislation next week that will focus on kids, jobs, and liability protection for small businesses. And Representative Maxine Waters even got involved in commenting. So she said to stop bragging about what we've already done. We have people who are hurting. If the children don't have a place to live and a bed to sleep in, school doesn't even matter. Please, please get back to the negotiating table. Forget all about this name, blame mess. Let's stimulate this economy. This is our job. So this is what's going on, guys. They're still fighting. They are still fighting, and it's not very funny to watch. It really isn't. Let's get our act together. Let's come together, come to an agreement. We know the skinny proposal is probably not even going to be taken seriously by the House, especially when we have the Speaker of the House stating boldly $2.2 trillion or nothing. So where do we go? And I like how this article actually closed off, and I'm skipping so much of it. It was pretty much a easy, lighthearted read, right? But it stated that basically that the two efforts will be merged into one. There's an expectation that this will happen, that the two efforts will be merged into one, setting up a high stakes showdown just a month before the election. And again, I hate to say I called it, but I figured that if, and it's not clear, again, it looks like a second round of stimulus checks may not happen. But if there is another round of stimulus check payments to the American people, that it will be very close to the election. And I called it from all the way back in May when this thing was rumored that this would happen. And sure enough, this is where we're at. Let's let both parties fight and forget that we're trying to do the best for the American people. Let's just fight and act like we can agree upon something and act like we're not grown up. And eventually, if they really are serious about passing something, they will get it passed. But it's September now. Elections are around the corner. I assume something would happen in September. We will see if I was right with that. But they do have a deadline that they're working with. So September 30th is their deadline that they are working with, simply because in October, guess what's happening again? They're going to be on recess. And it's reported right now, I have to check their calendar, but it's reported that they're going to be on recess for the whole month of October to focus on the elections. So again, we have another less than a month. They come back next week in Congress, the Senate, and then the House is returning, I think, a week after the Senate. So they're going to have, 2 to 3 weeks to get something passed once again. And if they're coming out with a skinny bill proposal, I'm not sure. I don't have much faith. I don't have much hope in any of this actually happening. You all let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think about this whole situation that's happening and that's going on right now? I know it's frustrating, and every video I bring is more frustration. That's why I'm not putting anything about good news or breaking news or anything like that to get anyone's hopes up when they come onto my video. Now, this video is longer than all of the rest of the videos that I've had, simply because there was some things to talk about. So anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Take care.